Hey Dawn, it's Thursday, it is March 5th. We're at 473 Center Street. I'm going to give you a quick walkthrough about why you're having these problems. You're having them for a few issues. Number one, there used to be in a living room, when we get down there, you'll notice that this beam here, they're using it as a header. It's a double 2x12. It's kind of long. I got to check the codes on it, that's long enough. But basically they raise it in the attic so that they can have a flush ceiling in the basement. But if you're looking here, this is the ceiling beam. It's called a rafter. You see how it's already separated. So what's happening is these beams are being pulled away from this header. So now what's happening is as these beams get pulled this way, you're going to see why your exterior wall is having those gap issues as well. Also, there should be some collar ties up here. Collar ties essentially for wind pressure. It keeps the roof from actually lifting up because you don't have a ridge beam here and there's no straps on the top. So it should have some collar ties. You'll see all the splitting like in the ceiling. That's because those ceiling beams, they're starting to stretch this way. If you see where the sheetrock is, it's about 2 fingers on how far that has shifted, which is what you see on this side of the cabinet. So this one is slightly leaning forward, not that much, as more as this is leaning out. If you notice on the top of your door, the door is tight up top, and you got a big gap on the bottom. That's about, I want to say 2 inches off level. And that's because the floor starts to dip right here, which you'll also see from the outside. That's why you're starting to get the cracking in the grout and the tile right there. But because this door is so warped right now, with one hand, that's as far as I can go to open it. And if I really yank to pull this open, I can't even shut this door with one hand. I'd have to use 2 hands and actually push from that side. That's because the door is level and then it drops down. So it might be hard to kind of see on the video, but it goes straight, and right here it dips. So there's a problem underneath this deck, right around here. We'd have to pull maybe it's about 6 of those boards to kind of assess it. What's going to really have to happen is you're going to have to remove all the siding, which is not a big deal because it's just isolated to this one area. You're going to have to repair the top plates. Well, actually, no, I forgot to show you that on the inside. This goes over by the cabinets here. We have water damage, which clearly you have from the roof, but that top plate is starting to compress. You have these old roof rafters, which are cracked, you could see. And that's from all the pressure when they did this work. But when we come over to the electric meter, the bottom of the wall is fairly straight. But what's going to happen is, again, unless you're here, it's hard to see without a level. But instead of going straight up, this is all starting to lean out. And you can really see it on the gutter. If you notice how this gutter is bowed, that's because this part over here, which is not supported properly, where those roof rafters that I showed you were separated, they're separating all in this area, so it's allowing this roof to come this way. That's why the ridge beams need to be better secured. But when you combine that with the bottom down over here, it's a lot to do. Since I don't know what the foundation issue is here, I don't know if you're going to have to rip up any of this floor. If you do, you're going to have to re-level it to fix the sliding door here. But if we can't save the floor, you may have to end up, removing all this part here and just doing like a tile. Hopefully you don't have to take the cabinets out because you already have granite there. Maybe we could take this one cabinet out and leave the granite and it doesn't break. There would be no promises there. But at the end of the day, this whole wall needs to come back, shift up level, reattached, resecured. But the ceiling's going to have to come out when they do the roof. A lot of that is going to be done at that point as well.